Huh, weird. California's dream of linking San Francisco to Los Angeles via train has gotten the axe because they don't know what they're doing. Trump terminating $4 billion in federal funding for this high-speed rail that was low-speed production. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy saying the price tag has gone from $33 billion to $135 billion with no completion date in sight. We could give every single LA and SF resident almost $200 free flights for that much. That's why today we're pulling the plug on the federal funding for this train to nowhere. So got me thinking, hey guys, what are some other major examples of government waste? I mean, where do you start? But Alaska had an idea to build a bridge to connect Anchorage to not so populated areas. $100 million that was spent on planning, but was canceled due to high costs and low usage because not a lot of people live in Alaska. A decade ago, Oregon and Washington wanted to build a causeway across the Columbia River that was going to be more than $100 million to just plan this thing. I mean, who are these architects? Unbelievable. But hey, 2019, they tried again and they said they'll start building by 2025. It gets better. This was written in May. Nothing has been built, and they are seeking nearly $2 billion for that. It's unbelievable. Rebecca Walser, attorney and financial analyst, and Savannah Craven, political commentator. Savannah, look, it's just like California, Oregon. Come on.
I know. They're just missing the mark. And you know what? This is exactly on par, not a surprise, with being led by Governor Newsom. He is a disaster. And Trump is doing exactly what the American people voted for, and that's cutting fraud, that's cutting this wasteful spending. And like he said, this train to nowhere, it's a train to nowhere. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Rebecca, the other thing, too, is they built a bridge with no track on either side of it, and that was about the only thing they built. There was not, and so, like, now all these people in California, which, by the way, these are just, like, job fairs, okay, where they'll employ a bunch of good people to build these things, but they're not going anywhere.
And this was supposed to be done in 2020, Carl, and they're just now saying, oh, it was supposed to be $33 billion. Now it's $135 billion. What amazes me is that people actually get upset that the federal government would say, we're not going to give you $4 billion. Well, really, they want $135 billion total. I know there's other things. But what kind of business? Think about it. What corporation, what entrepreneur, what anybody on planet Earth that has any kind of economic sense would say, let's keep paying even though we have no product and even though there's no viability for the project, It costs way too much. It's ridiculous. Let's get back to basic economics. If we can't fund it and self-rely on it, if it can't get tolls to self-cover it, why is the federal government on the hook for this? And more importantly, with the state as incompetent as California, to have not even be, except for that bridge piece, nothing has been laid, and it's supposed to have been done 5 years ago.
But also, like, people are leaving California, so nobody's going to take this train anyway. So, all right, talking about viability, speaking of not viable, Jerome Powell staying in that position. It looks like, he's still there, obviously. Trump has reportedly toyed or mentioned the idea of firing him. Yesterday, he said he's not going to do it, but Republican senators are, some, or at least, are against this. And a Wall Street Journal op-ed is also saying Trump should not fire Powell, which kind of makes me think he should.
Yeah, I totally agree. We don't have time for people who aren't on par with what President Trump wants to do, and that's better our country. Exactly what we voted for. And so I think it's time to kick him to the curb.
Yeah, there are some legitimate concerns people have raised about this whole thing. But if the guy can't figure out interest rates in a place where Trump met the metrics he said that were required to lower, I don't know, whatever. The co-founder of Home Depot, though, Ken Langone, quite a turnaround. Roll this real quick.
Look, let me tell you right now, I am sold on Trump. In fact, I'll say this. I think he's got a good shot at going down in history as one of our best presidents ever.
That is a real turnaround because you didn't want to vote for him.
I tell you the reason. I want to tell you, I'm a believer. What I'm seeing happening is absolutely nothing short of a great thing.
He's been right about just about everything.
I absolutely love when someone comes out so publicly and is so against Trump and then lets his policies speak for themselves and has the wherewithal to turn around and say, you know what? I said it wrong. He's actually proven that tariff revenues come up. It's so far not affecting inflation. And I am with him. And I think that he is genius. And this is what we've needed, Carl. We cannot have the discrepancies that we have of funding the world while we aren't getting nothing and we're getting the scraps. It's not going to work.
All right, Rebecca, Savannah, we appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, before we go, a pride flag wearing robot spotted in West Hollywood. Are we shocked by this? Next.